Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, students? I hope you're doing well. Inshallah, this week we're going to move on with our serial topic and we're looking at Prophet Muusa. But before we start, I hope you all enjoyed the lesson on Prophet Yunus. In case you have questions regarding him, let me know. And I'm sure you remember some of the incidences that happened with Prophet Yunus. Yes, the prophet that was swallowed by a whale, mashallah. So we're going to move on to Prophet Muusa. I'm sure you've heard of Muusa before. Mashallah, he's actually the most frequently mentioned prophet in the Quran. Muusa has been mentioned more than any other prophet in the Quran. Muusa was born by a man whose name was Imran. So it's Muusa bin Imran, and he was a modest, brave, and hardworking man. In fact, story says that what Muusa could do the work of 10 men at once. So what 10 men can do, he alone could do it. What 10 men can carry, he alone could carry. He was very brave, he was very, very strong. A punch of Muusa could kill somebody. He was very, very powerful. Muusa has been frequently mentioned in the Quran, and he was a herder of cattle. You know what it means to herd a cattle? Remember those men that take cows around and make them graze, let them have water, take care of them? Yes, he was a herder of cattle, and he had a brother whose name was Aaron. Muusa lived his early life in Egypt. Remember, we mentioned Egypt in grade 1 when we're looking at Prophet Ibrahim. Remember, Prophet Ibrahim migrated to Egypt before he went to Palestine. So this same Egypt, Muusa lived his early life in Egypt before he moved to Madian. And after he lived in Madian for a while, he came back to Egypt to complete the task Allah had given him. During this time when Muusa lived, the fitna of Pharaoh was really, really severe. Pharaoh had enslaved the children of Israel. The children of Israel are descendants of Prophet Ismail. Of Prophet Isaac. Remember, Prophet Ibrahim had 2 sons, Ismail and Isaac. So Ismail's descendants are the Arabs. That's where we have Nabiullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Isaac's descendants are the children of Israel, and most of them became Christians and Jews when Allah sent people to them. So he lived his life at that time, and Pharaoh was very, 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 very wicked, very bad, very arrogant. He subjected the children of Israel to slavery. He made them slaves. That means they were treated even worse than cattle. He used them anyhow. He told them to do anything. He was very wicked. He subjected them to bondage. Story has it that when the children of Israel were building the pyramid for Pharaoh, if any of them died while walking, they would continue to build on that one that had died. They would not bury the dead one. That dead one will be part of the bricks they're using to build anything they're building for Pharaoh. He was that wicked. And the worst thing he did to them, he told them, I am your Lord, worship me. He said he was their Lord. Was he Allah? No. So the people of Israel, the children of Israel, were in so much pain and suffering because Pharaoh was a very wicked ruler. So because of this, Allah would send Muusa to release the children of Israel from the slavery and bondage of Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a secretary, like a general commandant. His name was Aman. His name was what? Aman. If you look in our books, yes, you see there in page 33, the first sentence. He had the chief of staff, Aman. Aman told him, Pharaoh, something is going to happen very, very soon. These children of Israel that you are looking at, one of them is going to overthrow you. One of them is going to take you away from this place. One of them will collect your kingdom for you. When Pharaoh heard this, he was angry. Me! Somebody will collect my kingdom from me. Somebody is going to overthrow me. No, none of their children will ever do that. And do you know what he did? He said, every male child that is born by the Israelites, every male child should be killed. Kill all of them. By the time you kill all the male children, there will not be anyone that will come and overthrow me. There won't be anyone that will take my kingdom away from me. Was it smart? It was planning, and Allah was also what? Planning. Are we the best of planners? Allah, the best of planners. And so, he felt it was smart. His soldiers started killing all the male children born by the Israelites. They were killing them one by one, and they were leaving the females. It was very terrible. It happened that around this time, Prophet Muusa's mother gave birth to Muusa. And when she gave birth, she knew that, these soldiers will come and kill my child, because they were going around checking anyone that is giving birth. If it's a male, they will kill it. If it's a female, they'll let her go. Allah inspired her. Allah guided her. That, do you know what you do? Put your baby in a crib, in a basket, and put him on the water. That water is the River Nile. That is the longest river in Africa. River Nile is in Africa, the longest river. So Allah told her to put her baby. She was afraid, but she trusted that Allah will not let me fail. Allah will guide me. Allah will take care of me. And so she put her baby in a basket and let him go on the river. Allah guided this basket. This basket was moving on the river, floating, floating, floating. We learned about floating, isn't it? And because the basket is made of wood, it will float. Remember, wood will float in water. It floated till it got to the backyard of Pharaoh, and that's where it stopped. Who made it float there? Allah. Muusa was planning, killed all the male children, and Allah was planning. And Allah is the best of planners. And so the basket stopped there. And when it stopped, who saw it? MashaAllah. Beautiful story. A beautiful woman, a pious woman, a loving woman, who was unfortunate to be the wife of the worst of mankind. Her name was Asiya. Asiya. In fact, she's among the 4 greatest women of this world. Maryam, Asiya, Khadija, or Fatima. Asiya is among the 4 greatest women, the leaders of the women in Al-Jannah. She was the wife of Pharaoh, but she wasn't a disbeliever like Pharaoh. She wasn't wicked like Pharaoh. Her heart was filled with love and mercy. With love and mercy. When she saw this basket and she opened it, Allah put all the love in her heart. And because she didn't have any child, she was barren. She begged her husband, "Oh, Pharaoh, please, let me take care of this child. I will make this child to be like her own. Let him grow here." Pharaoh agreed. He agreed. And so Muusa was brought up like the son of Pharaoh, a prince. He had all the enjoyment, all the luxury, all the wealth. He was well taken care of by Asiya in Pharaoh's house. But before we get there, when Asiya brought him in, Asiya couldn't suckle, but it was still a new baby. They had to look for a woman that could suckle him, that would give him breast milk so that he would not die. They called many people to come to breastfeed him, but Muusa did not take their breast milk. He was refusing it. His sister had been following the basket. I've been following it, following to know where is this basket going to stop. And then when she saw that all these women that were coming could not breastfeed her brother, she went to meet us and said, I know one woman that think that she can breastfeed your child. I know, let me go and call her. And so Muusa's sister went to call Muusa's mother. They didn't know that was Muusa's mother. They didn't know. They only thought she was just an ordinary woman. And when she came and when she breastfed Muusa, Muusa suckled immediately. And so that was how Allah joined Muusa's mother back to her son, and she was happy. And that was how Muusa grew up in the house of Pharaoh as his child. He was given all the things that a king's child should have. He grew up strong and healthy. Let's go to our book and see if there's more information in there. So we looked at part 1 of Prophet Musa, that's the introductory part, as well as part 2, his birth and how he was united back with his mother. I'd like you to do the assessment questions. But let's see the lessons. So the first lesson is this: Allah hates oppressions and tyranny. If you're oppressing other people, if you think because you're more powerful than other people and you're treating them bad, Allah hates it, and Allah would punish that person. We also learned that nobody changes Allah's destiny. Allah had destined that Fir'aun was going to be removed from his kingdom, that his kingdom was going to be destroyed. And no matter what Fir'aun did, even though he was killing all the male child, Allah's plan will always what? Will always come to pass. And it's always good to rely on Allah. Look at what Prophet Musa's mother did. She relied on Allah. She trusted Allah and left her baby in a basket on the Nile, the longest river. The Nile is longer than River Niger. River Niger flows from West Africa down to the Delta in Nigeria. It is very long, but River Nile is longer than that. It flows from North Africa down to Central Africa, even towards South Africa. It's very long, but she trusted Allah that, oh Allah, I leave my child in your care. So it's always very good to rely on Allah. So I want you to do the assessment questions, both of them, and they'll be due for submission. Watch out for the second video where we'll continue with the story of Prophet Musa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.